Hey, what's up, everyone? Previously on our Game News Live show.
Earlier this week, actually. So the guy who wrote this article, Jason Schreier, he's a pretty well-known game journalist. Um, he actually put a thing on his Twitter account earlier this week saying EA is going to be deciding the fate of Anthem this week. And then yesterday he updated again and he was like, it's probably going to be next week. But apparently all the work that's been going into Anthem V2 or Anthem Next or like whatever they're going to be calling it, where they're trying to actually fix the game so it's playable. Apparently EA is finally going to have their shot and take a look at it, see how much progress has been made and decide if they're just going to kill it dead in its tracks or if they're actually going to invest money into keeping it going.
Did you all play Anthem at all? A lot of money down the drain for them.
Yes, it is a lot of money down the drain. Yeah. Did you all play this at all?
Ben has played it. He said he enjoyed it from time to time. He knows it's buggy, but it has a lot of potential, but it could go nowhere.
I played it for 4 hours.
Right.
I didn't see a lot of bugs. What I ended up seeing is it wasn't fun.
That's kind of where I was with it. I didn't even play it when it actually released. I was in the alpha and the beta test for it. And being in an early test, yeah, bugs happen. Like, I don't even mind that because that's it. The game's not even released yet, right? But the movement's fun, running around and shooting, and even like the flying mechanic, it feels good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it didn't go anywhere. Like I did a few missions to, do whatever story, blah, blah, blah thing. And I was like, I just don't care. I just like, this game isn't interesting enough to keep me playing, And a buddy of mine, one of the guys that I play Overwatch with, he actually bought it because it was like $3 or something like that. And this is like a few months ago. And he was really trying to sell it to us. Like, and he was like, we should all get this game and we should all form up and like play some Anthem together and all that stuff. And like a week later, he was like, I'm so done with that game. And it's just like, yeah, it's not going anywhere,
it's man. Kind of sad though, because the way that they marketed it, I guess it wasn't the way they marketed it, but the people who were taking in everything was like, oh, this is going to be the Destiny killer. This is going to be the Destiny replacement. As a looter shooter kind of thing.
Yeah, because it's a BioWare game, right? And they have, with exception to like Mass Effect Andromeda, they have a really good reputation, right? So this is one of those things where it's like, this could be really good. And then it didn't do anything. It didn't go anywhere. It was buggy and it had no end game and people didn't like it. And it was like, that's really unfortunate because BioWare's a decent developer.
Right.
So it's like, it kind of sucks. Chamo says here, it's great gameplay, but it lacked everywhere else. Completely agree. It's like, it wasn't interesting. And yeah, I don't know. It just didn't keep me engaged.
Yeah.
I don't know about you.
I mean, when I pick a game, it's either because I already know the premise of it or I enjoy the story of it, even if it's just a shooter, right?
Yeah.
But it had not developed any of those things.
Right.
As a story, you were thinking, oh, this might be a huge universe and it will develop over time. Kind of like Destiny. It has a huge universe. It's always the same 3 factions or 4 factions now, but whatever. But it kept me and the gunplay was amazing. But with this for Anthem, it always felt like, what am I doing and why am I doing it for? I understand what you're trying to tell me with the storyline, but I'm not as invested. And the only thing that wowed me about this whole entire game was the characters at the very beginning of the tutorial. The characters at the very beginning.
When you say the characters, you mean the humans or those like javelin things that you pilot?
The humans, the motion capture and everything, the character who you walk around in the training and watch them and then they talk to you the entire time. It was very flushed out. Like they spent like half a year working out that entire front tutorial and then Anthem. Here you go. Hopefully that just holds you over for the entire time.
Yeah.
It just sucks because it's like we want to like it. You're just not giving us anything we would like about it.
That's a really good way to put it. I wanted to like it because I like BioWare. I think they're a solid developer. I wanted this game to be the Destiny killer that they wanted it to be. And I usually don't even like those kind of like live service games like that. But I even told like all my buddies online, this is back when the game first came out. I said, look, the beta wasn't that amazing, but if you all want to play it, I'll buy it and we'll all play it together. And nobody bought it. And so I was like, all right, I don't even have anybody to play this with. So it's like, all right, it's over. You know, like I'm done. Umbral says it was unfortunate. It could have done well, but just nothing happened. Yeah, I agree. It's unfortunate. I'm very interested to see what's going to happen, you know, next week when EA is going to make this decision.
But do you think that they'll shut it down?
The game's been out for 2 years.
Yeah, and it has no player base. It's like, it has no player base. It has a lot of people kind of like in our position, though, where they want it to succeed. So I can see if they, you know, V2 it or Realm Reborn or, you know, like all those things, you know, like Final Fantasy 14 or No Man's Sky. That game was literally not a game, and then they made it a game, and now it's good. So it's like they could turn this around, but EA is not known for like following through and investing on stuff like this. Like it wouldn't surprise me if they just shut it down. I'm not saying they should. Like I would love to see what they're going to do with it, but it wouldn't surprise me at all if EA just pulled the plug on this.
I think the only other option that they have to try to build a user base is to make it free to play with a whole bunch of microtransactions that are just cosmetic.
Yeah.
Just like how Destiny did. They can't hold on to their player base with just everything that they did. That if you are really trying to get some of the Destiny player base that have abandoned Destiny, just make it free to play and start grabbing them from that pool.
Free to play would actually work for Anthem. It would do really well. Like re-release the game as free to play and just microtransact everything. You know, like you want custom, you know, neon pink skin for your javelin. Boom, $5. You know, like do, I mean, and I hate to make the comparison, but do what they did with like Star Wars Battlefront 2.
And then
just add your little microtransactions into it and you're good.
Right. Take that time to build up your player base and then build up the universe so that way they have something to attach to it.
Yeah. And then introduce your season models and do whatever you want to do with that. But if they re-release that game and say, hey, we fixed it this time, you know, we pulled a Fallout 76 and it actually is good now and it's $60, people are going to just be like, no, I'm not paying for that.
No, bro.
Yeah.
You're not gonna gain any player base just from that alone. And then the only players that did buy into it are going to ask you, why do I have to buy this game again? Kind of like,
it'll be free for like I don't see them charging people again who already have it. It'll probably just be treated like a patch, basically. Like, hey, here's your new update to Anthem and it's 80 gigs or whatever. And it fixes everything.
If they decide to keep it alive.
Yeah, or if you own it already, then they're going to give you some free swag or something like that. You know, like here's $1 million Anthem bucks or something like that. You know.
Hey, you! Join us live Saturdays at 12 noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. Also, join our Discord channel after Game News Live to chat with us. Check out our Nerd Junkies merch available now. And for all this and more, visit us at nerdjunkies.com. See you next time on Game News Live.